100. Woo! Okay, so before I start this video, I just want to kind of say that I completely understand and respect the current situation that's going on. Things like this might seem quite insignificant at these times, and I completely agree they are. But I know a lot of you guys come here to YouTube to watch my videos to kind of distract yourself from that everyday life, you know, reality type thing. So, you know, for the purpose of this video, we're just gonna kind of put the situation to one side and, you know, focus on something positive for a change. And that is that we hit 100K, baby! How on earth did this happen? I remember at the start of the year, the night before the Mountain Bike Chariot World Championships, I was staying in an Airbnb with Chris and Brian, and I straight up said in that Airbnb that I'm gonna hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. And at the time I had like 60,000 subscribers, and we literally did it in 5 months. Like, it's just mind blowing to me. It's always important, whatever you're doing in life, whatever, you know, whether it's sport, schoolwork, general jobs, set targets, have targets to aspire to and to kind of motivate yourself to go and get those targets. So I thought that today it would be a cool idea to cycle 1 meter for every subscriber that I've got on this channel, sort of as a way to commemorate it and just remember this time. I can't do anything too crazy because we're still kind of in this easing of lockdown period. I don't want to ride too far away. I don't want to be socially irresponsible, and I want to kind of play my part in this whole situation. So if we do the calculations, 1 meter for every subscriber, that's 100,000 subscribers. We hit that landmark a few days ago. So that equates to 100,000 meters, which when we simplify it down is 100 kilometers. I know it's not the craziest of rides, but like I said, I want to stay relatively close to home. I can't go on any crazy adventures, so I think this is the best of a bad situation. I actually hit 100K a few days ago, so we're slightly over that now, so it's going to be slightly over 100 kilometers, but we'll check the stats later on in the ride. Right now we are 9.6 kilometers into the ride, so that means we've ticked off 9,600 subscribers. Cheers. So I thought, what better place to do the 100K celebratory ride than in my favourite place to ride in the whole entire world, and that is the Ribble Valley. However, before we get there, we have to ride through Preston, which is it's not ideal, but it's a Sunday morning, so it shouldn't be too busy today. Look at the beautiful Preston docks. This is what dreams are made of, boys and girls. We made it out of Preston and we're into the Ribble Valley right now. It's actually quite busy on the roads today because it's so sunny. I think it's like the hottest day of the year today. It's going to be like 25, 26 degrees. Everyone's just like going to the beach and just getting out and about. So the roads are ridiculously busy with cars, or they were ridiculously busy with cars. But look, we're right now here in the Ribble Valley and it is just dead. It's just so quiet and amazing. It's almost like it's forgotten up here, and we've got the roads all to ourselves, man. It's sick. Okay, there's 2 cars, but yeah, whatever, you get the point. There's hardly any cars up here and the views are just absolutely incredible, especially on a day like today. So that is 44.9 kilometers. We've cycled for nearly 45,000 people right now, and in the distance that is Lancaster. Beautiful. 5 years ago, I left sixth form with results that spelt dude. Yeah, I achieved D-U-D-E in my A-levels. I thought at the time it was pretty funny. It was, you know, I was cool. I'd managed to spell dude with my A-level results, but you know, that kind of sense of funniness quickly wore off. As soon as I left sixth form, as soon as like kind of me and my friends at sixth form became distant and I was more on my own and independent, the reality quickly kicked in. What am I gonna do for the rest of my life? What am I gonna do? And what I did do was I decided to take a year off, or a gap year, to focus, you know, solely on my cycling, on my training, on my racing, and yeah, essentially seeing how good I could get at the sport and how far I could progress through the sport. However, cycling is quite an expensive sport when you're traveling to races and buying equipment and buying energy gels and bars and drinks and all of the good stuff that comes with bike racing. So I figured that I needed to get a part-time job. I had a couple of different jobs. The main one was just working on the shop floor in a factory, and I clock in at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you know, I'd stay inside that factory until 4:30 in the evening. And I remember so vividly, I was sat, you know, on the production line thinking of like just wishing the day away, just looking at the clock, hoping that when the next time that I would look at the clock, it would be either lunchtime or home time at 4:30. And I remembered thinking, like, this isn't good, you know. You shouldn't be wishing away time. Like, you never want to be in a position where you're wishing away time. And since then, it's kind of had a bit of a realization with me that, like, you should never ever wish days away. You should never wish time away. You know, we've not got a long time. I'm not trying to get deep with you guys, but we haven't got a long time on this wonderful planet. So every day that you're spending doing something that you're not enjoying, and every day you're wishing away, is a day wasted. And you know, every day should count, right? Every day is special. So this line is the King of the Mountains point of the Lancaster Grand Prix, which I took part in last year, and I actually spent most of the day in the breakaway. It was one of the National Series rounds here in the UK, and unfortunately there's not going to be a 2020 edition. And yeah, I don't mean to state the obvious, but it's a flipping hilly course. Thankfully, I had cycling to keep me pretty occupied, and I remember I was away on a trip in Girona, in Catalonia in northern Spain. I'd taken my old GoPro with me that I got for like my birthday or something a couple of years prior to this, and I just filmed a few clips throughout my days there, you know, of the scenery, of the climbs, descending, and at the end of the trip I just put it all together and created like a little bit of a montage, and then I decided to upload that video onto YouTube, and that is where the channel started. Since then, I've uploaded hundreds of videos, and that was 4 years ago. And I remember looking back a few months ago, it took me 4 years to achieve 70,000 subscribers, and about, well, just over 2 months to gain another 30. Which, you know, things are changing so fast at the minute, and I just want to make it clear, like, I'm not an overnight, you know, I haven't gained all my subscribers overnight. I've been doing this gig for a few years now. I've been grinding away at it, so it's nice to see that it's about time we're finally achieving something with it. 59.4 kilometers. We've made it to the top of the Trough of Bowland climb. Quite an iconic climb, and an even more fun descent. 75k done, and also the headwind section is done. We're heading back towards home now, which means we're going back towards Preston, and we are flying. It's not the windiest of days today, but it's certainly noticeable. You know, to some people, 100,000 subscribers might not be a lot of subscribers when you look at some bigger YouTube channels. And you might think that I'm milking it a little bit, and honestly I probably am. And the reason for that is because I think, like, this, achieving, you know, this behind me is kind of the first thing ever, like, really in my lifetime that I've genuinely felt, you know, proud of, and felt like I've achieved something, and I've done something that, all right, there's a lot of other people that have achieved it, but, you know, your average person doesn't have a YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers. There it is, there's 100. Now, if I wasn't lazy and I'd have done this on the actual day I hit 100k, that would be the end of the challenge. However, I didn't, I was lazy. And today, according to Social Blade, we're on 101k. So that means I've got one more k to do until I complete the challenge. I guess it serves me right. There's no doubt that during this time we've made a couple of mistakes, and you know, I've had a few regrets, shall we say. I don't think I need to go into any detail, but at the end of the day, like, my ultimate goal that I've ever tried to achieve is to provide the most entertaining and authentic cycling content on the platform, and you know, that's what we're trying to do, and that's always been my goal, regardless of the process and the things that I might have done to do that. There it is, 101k. I'm just getting some shelter right now because it is 28 degrees, so I'm trying to find some shade to cool off a little bit. But that is the official challenge completed. I don't know, maybe when we hit 200k, we'll do the same thing again and cycle 200 kilometers. And one final thing, the Eagle Island, you might realize that I'm not actually home, in the middle of Preston. I completely misjudged the distance and duration of this ride, and I've actually still got 15 kilometers to go. But just imagine this is the end of the ride, and I perfectly timed it at 101 kilometers. I'm just a kid from a small village in Northern Ireland, and I remember our closest village, like the closest shops were 4 miles away. Like, I'm from the middle of flipping nowhere. So making a career, earning a living from working on the internet is probably like the farthest thing from your imagination, you know, as a kid from that place. So I just want to say, if you have a dream, if you have a passion and you're watching this and you want to kind of fulfill something within your life, then the only person that's stopping you is yourself. It sounds cliche, but it's literally so true. So many kids nowadays, you know, they grow up and their dream is to become a YouTuber. They get put down by teachers and other people. They say it's unachievable, it's not a realistic goal, you should go to university and get a proper job. I'm living proof that it is achievable. You know, it is achievable. If you work hard enough, you have a vision, you have, you know, something original that you want to do, it's achievable. If you want to be a YouTuber, flipping do it. Start, create a channel, upload videos. It's possible. I'm a long way from calling myself successful and you know, being content with where I'm at. But let me tell you, I'm on the ladder. And I don't know whether I'm ever going to be content and call myself successful regardless of the amount of, you know, views or subscribers we get or the crazy experiences we get to go on, because, you know, I set such high targets for myself. Like even now, as I'm filming this video, we just hit 100K and I'm thinking, right, let's crack on, do the next 100K. Like, you know, let's hit 200. So I guess I just want to end on the fact and say thank you so much, every single one of you that's watched this channel, whether you subscribe from the early days, whether you're just a new subscriber, whether you subscribe and you don't watch the videos anymore. You know, the fact that you've been part of this journey in some way, shape or form means so much to me. The opportunities that I've had presented to me are ones that I never imagined would happen. And without you guys watching the videos and liking and supporting and commenting and all of that, essentially none of this would be possible. So yeah, the bottom line is I've got you guys to thank, and without you guys, this wouldn't all be possible. Last but not least, massive thank you to Ribble Bikes for supplying me with the best bikes in the game, Veloshore for keeping me protected and secure whilst I'm riding, and finally, last but not least, Athletic Greens for keeping my nutrition and minerals topped up. 100,000 subscribers, man. Who'd have thought it?